Welcome to the live, guys. We're here unwinding this giant pile of nylon. This is what happens when you have someone come and help you. You leave them unsupervised. They manage to tangle up all your nylon. I'd be probably farther ahead just to go and buy some for as much time as I'm going to spend trying to fix this. I beat the notification. Awesome. Well, at least you got the notification. Hopefully that works for a lot of people. Maybe 1,000 people in live from subscribers. I'd say that's probably good enough now. Long enough. Yeah. That ought to do it. Gonna finish up this cage. That way we can get birds in it. Hopefully by the end of the day. I'm sure as soon as I get the cage mended, we're gonna have birds figure out how to get out of it. But I guess it's just part of farming. You build something nice to just to figure out you didn't do it so nice. What'd you get into this morning so far, Stone Cold? Get your cup of coffee? We just skipped a cup of coffee here on our end. Didn't have a good morning back from the wife. I said it, Stone Cold, she just wouldn't say it back. She's still mad about yesterday. They say don't let the sun go down on your anger, right, Stone Cold? My wife doesn't believe in that one. Oh boy. I'm missing my clicker. Wonder where that went. I don't ever hardly use it, but there's a clicker on my stand. Who are you angry with? I'm not angry with anybody. My wife. My wife's furious with me. Wouldn't say good morning. It's fine. Next morning will be maybe a good morning for her. We got 3 people and 1 like. Can you guys double tap that screen? Get the show on the road. She's still Tampa about the papers. Yeah. She said good morning and got no response. Yep, Tampa. She says it doesn't have anything to do with the papers. It's that I blame her for everything. Which is probably true. I do blame her for most everything. Last night she got upset. She's like, I just want mom to be here. My mom. So, well, too bad. She's not here. I got to do all their work. Got no help, but I'll be fine. They say no man's an island, but I sure feel like a continent right about now. Alright. There's 4 feet down. Just like 30 more to go. It was a misunderstanding. Whoop. Misunderstandings can still upset people, I guess. This drought goes much longer. We're not going to have even our cactuses still alive. She could be lurking. I don't think so. Could be. think she's so upset she's probably not going to watch this stream. We definitely got a couple lurkers. Who's watching? Where are you watching from? Double tap the screen. We'll get this stream going out to other people. If there isn't any likes, YouTube doesn't bother sharing it. There's surely a better way to do this. It's Stone Cold, but I have no idea. This is how they would do it here, so that's how we're doing it. Once I get this first bit secured, I think I'm going to start gapping it every two. Make it a little easier on me. Back from the walk, taking 3 videos. Okay. Yeah, those get your watch hours up for sure, David. There's walking videos. We do Bible study here after lunch. Yeah, I still have to watch your second one. I'm sorry. I haven't made time to do so. I've been too busy tuning into your streams to watch the second Bible study. And you basically did that verse on account of me, so I appreciate that. Yeah, you'll finish up that chapter in Luke. Is that where you'll be, David? What do you do when your wife gets all upset, David? How do you console her? I'd say you're lucky because you got a wife that's probably a little bit more grown up than mine. But she is Filipino after all. Life's busy at your age. Yeah, way too busy. Hey Phil, what's up? Chicken? Not yet. We'll be eating chicken here soon. 45 days, or 90 days, they said. If you cage a native bird and feed him the right diet, which I have been taught how to feed them the right diet now, you should have a harvest in about 90 days. So it seems like a stretch, harvesting native chickens in 90 days, but we're gonna test this. Turn the camera now since we made it to the corner. Hello, David, said Bill. Oh, had a long drive, another tomorrow morning. Long day, yeah. I'm saying dry because that's the only thing that's on my mind. It's way too dry here. We need rain, Lord. Sorry you're all cockeyed there. My floor is not level yet. That's the next step once we get this perimeter tied up to make it easy to be level in there. My wife is very military, South Filipino. So what do you mean by that, David? While you guys are loading me up, doing work, we'll calm her down in time. My wife's never is silent when mad. Yeah, my wife's never silent when she's mad either. There was no response. Levi's good morning, Sotampo. May last until Levi delivers some fried chicken and milk tea. Yeah, that might be a good idea, Stone Cold. Crying by David. I shall rest, open my eyes on the occasion like everybody's lives. Yeah, thanks for coming in and liking the live, Phil. Yo, dude, from PA. How you doing? Now you on my feed, LOL. That's awesome. I'm glad to see that YouTube's sending me out. Yeah, we're in Pennsylvania. Yeah, we're from the Altoona area initially. All my siblings were born in Altoona Hospital, but I was born at home. These birds are making a lot of noise in there. The chicken house. Not sure what for. Maybe they're just laying eggs. It does kind of sound like the laying egg noise. That's, believe it or not, chickens have a whole language of clucks. Cluck cluck this means let's eat. Cluck cluck this means laying an egg. Cluck cluck that means come over here. Well, I'd call that a success. I didn't think we were going to be able to get to this corner that quickly. God must be guiding my lousy, fat-fingered hands to get this work done in a timely manner. Now we just got to go around and do the bottom. And tie it tight. Cut it off. Do the other side. And then do the pieces in the middle. Alright, that means we're back to unstringing this nylon that's an absolute disaster. This nylon comes on a roll, and if you don't unroll it right, or it comes in a tie, like wire or whatever, if you don't do it right, it all goes like this. Complete disaster to clean up. David, just seems to be many arguments going on. It's normal for newlywed couples. I've never been married, so I don't know if this is normal. What you growing? Is this yours or work? Yeah, it's mine. I don't work for anybody really. It's all my failure whenever it doesn't work out. Yeah, I don't work. I do not work for anybody else. Hey, John, what's up? Growing lettuce and chickens on leased land. Yeah, the lease is good 6-7 more years, something like that. But we got to figure out a way to make a profit quick. Not quick, but like at least be on our way towards it. As a farmer, you're going to do any pineapple or anything? Yeah, we do have some pineapples going over there. Just 4 of them. Just stuff that we bought. Pineapples and had the tops. I've never seen a pineapple seed, actually. Have you guys ever seen a pineapple seed? I guess they're in the pineapple towards the outer skin. I don't know. Maybe you have to wait for the fruit to turn into a seed. Like, because the fruit is basically a flower, right? So maybe if you let it dry out enough, you'll be able to pick the seeds out. Yeah, we just planted this from the tops of the pineapples. Propagating, I guess, is what that would be. I don't know. Spudding, maybe. That's what you do with potatoes. Spud. Yeah, it's starting to look like the pen now that I got that top one started. Yeah, I've gone completely solo for this remainder of the month. My dad's in Greece. God's really blessed me with this too. It's coming untangled a lot easier than I thought it would. That's, if you didn't know, and I know it sounds just like a real religious thing of mine, but like, if you don't give God the glory for all of your victories, soon you'll have none. Did you know that if you raise chickens, put ashes from the dirty kitchen in their food, it'll make the eggs stronger? Yeah, I'd imagine carbon would make it like a carbon fiber egg. Hey, Mix, do you ever check up much on folks back in the States? Not enough. No. My sister, she's got a bunch of girls, and they get excited to see my daughter on video call. So we call them pretty frequently. But the rest of them, no, not really. I never really did get along with my sister the rest of my life. But once I had my own girl, what did I do? Okay, it's coming out. Bingo. Alright, I thought I messed it all up there. That's once you stop focusing on something, it is easy to mess it up when you're untangling stuff. Let's see if this is enough yet. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be enough. So here's the trickiest part of all this stringing net up, making sure you get it all straight. Hey Josh, what's up? What is going on? Maybe it's caught up on something over there. How did I tie that wrong? It's so close. Not quite close enough. What happened to this switchblade? You wouldn't think a stainless steel blade would curl like that. Perhaps it's not stainless. Perhaps it's aluminum. That would be something. I feel like aluminum's more expensive. Why would you make something out of aluminum? And call it stainless, but yeah, what we're doing now, we're just going to take this nylon and weave it through so that it has something that we can pull it down and just zip tie it in a couple different positions, or use more nylon to tie it down. Time for a drink. What do we got? We got 8 likes, 5 viewers. Thanks, guys, for more likes and viewers. I'd like it to be the other way around. That way we can keep growing it, the live stream. But we're going for 30 minutes? Doesn't feel like that. What'd you get into today, Josh? What about you, Mix? I can't remember why. I remember that you're from Europe, Mix, right? But why is it that your feed is giving you Philippine live streams? Not sure what Papa's working on up there. Sounds like he's pounding wood. But yeah, we got enough length here that if we run this string around, tie it down, then we can cut it and use the other half for the other side over here. Dang it. I didn't tie it and I just pulled it all the way through the nylon and just sent it through. I'm thinking to myself, that's pulling a lot farther than it should. You didn't tie it there, buddy. I tied this one thing here. This one made me think that I had tied it to the pole, but I had not. Alright. Let's tie it now. I follow P genre. The Philippine genre, okay. Did you meet your Philippine girl on a dating site before you came? No, we met when we were kids. I came here when I was 12 years old as a missionary. We met it when we were kids. Alright, that should hopefully hold tight so I can pull it tight. Yeah, I guess Stone Cold already beat me to it. What church are the parents affiliated with to Stone? They are. When we came, we were going to Brethren churches, which is now Cares Fellowship. We go to Baptist churches here. We're kind of non-denominational as a family. We just want to get the gospel out. It doesn't matter who's preaching it, really, to us. Work, then went to doctor, seeing about getting 50-year checkups. Think over an hour of rattling off all the things I should get tested, poked, vaccinated, scanned, ECT. I wasn't looking to get myself a USDA certified. That's a good one, Josh. Yeah, it is wild when you tell a doctor, oh, I want to be a healthy 50-year-old guy. How many things they can come up with that you need to do in order to be a healthy 50-year-old guy. Really, what you need to do is stay active, take it easy while staying active, which is like, are you Baptist churches, Catholic, or Protestant? I mean, the original church that we went to in Martinsburg, Pennsylvania, was a Protestant church. But like I said, we're going to Catholic churches now because we don't really see that it makes a whole lot of difference who's preaching the gospel, just that it's getting preached. I'm trying to decide how to, probably just going to run through and run some nylon to hold this down. Because if we put zip ties there, they're just going to rot away with time faster than the nylon will, I think. But yeah, what about you, Mix? What's your church of choice? I'm going to move the camera over here again because we're to the corner. Ugh. Yeah, we got a lot of excess here when it comes to nylon. Probably just use the excess to. Yeah, we're very non-denominational Mix. What can I call you other than Mix? I feel like it's hard for my mouth to say that. I don't know why it's so hard for my mouth to say that. That's the other day we were streaming while doing hydroponics, and we had so many people coming in talking about religion, about how can Jesus be God and God be Jesus, and nobody really asked much about the Holy Spirit, which is, I guess, go figure. Nobody really understands the concept of the Holy Spirit. Aside from David knows all about the Holy Spirit. So what if James wasn't Catholic? Do you think Karen would have not messaged him? There's a possibility. There's some Catholics that only want to be in relationships with Catholics, but I think, I don't know. Good question. We can ask her next time we see her. Hopefully that's soon. They've been saying. We got to get back out to your place. But Karen is loves the adventures, but is also a little bit becoming a homebody. At least from what I understand. Maybe she just doesn't like my farm that much. I know James does. James just wants to be around other foreigners. I mean, he loves Filipinos, so that's not what I'm saying. I don't know why I'm talking about him, because he could pop in at any moment and be upset with what I'm saying. But as an American, being here, we tend to like to hang around Americans a little bit. Maybe that's not how James feels. We all love the Filipinos. But James has got himself lots of Americans. I don't. I got JP. And he said he's coming out again too. We'll see how soon that happens. So we're going to tie this off here. And then I'm going to take this excess nylon we have to tie down the nylon that we just strung up. And I don't need Americans. Stone Cold, if you were here, I'd be excited to hang out with you. Although you seem like quite the homebody these days as well. What's your LDR think about relocating, Stone? Or are you just going to go to her island? that is not the final destination for that nylon. I feel like I gotta tie it down before I try to tie it down, if you know what I'm saying. If you preach the gospel, then you shouldn't be coming out against your own country and what they're doing now, Levi. Well, yeah, I mean, I understand but that doesn't much have to do with the gospel. Yeah, I do not agree with everything that my country is doing, ever, in times of war or in times of peace. So, the gospel is good news. Only the Americans truly understand. Americans, LDR would love to come to Australia, but can't get her here, unfortunately. Is the paperwork for getting Filipinos to Australia hard? Are they not open borders kind of country? But yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that James does that it would be easier for me to understand than Karen, especially because James and I have a very, very similar background. We haven't spent much time talking about he and I, but he worked at a slaughterhouse for pigs, and I worked at a slaughterhouse for beef. We did pigs at our slaughterhouse. I don't know if he did beef at his, but we have a lot in common that way. Because it's, I don't know if you ever knew anybody who worked at a slaughterhouse, but it is not sunshine, flower, and roses kind of job. I think it might be the highest suicide rate for anything, any work. I have a multi-tool to pull things tight like that, but it's at my house. I don't know how permanent the nylon is going to be because I suck at tying, but it's a better solution than a 2-piece zip tie. Every spot needs tied down. Are your parents still preaching in the Philippines? Well, currently they're in Greece for they're restoring a library in Greece for a couple weeks. Obviously, I don't think the restoration is going to be complete in a couple weeks, but that was all the more time they could get away from the Philippines. But yeah, they're still here preaching the gospel, and I preach at churches, and almost every time that I preach, I present the gospel. But and I wouldn't call what I do preaching because I'm not a pastor. It's just teaching from the scriptures. I've done the first step in becoming a pastor, but I haven't gone to seminary. So, just inside my mouth. Yeah, this is by no means a permanent fixture. It's actually mostly so that I can cut the netting and run it on the other side. It is difficult after spending $100K on a renovation at my place. I don't want to spend $10K on a fiancé visa as I need the money to live off. It's 10,000 Australian dollars for Philippines fiancé visa. Wow. But no, what I meant by relocating wasn't going to Australia just yet, but actually you coming here and working up a business here that her and you can profit off of for the rest of your lives. So with 10K Australian dollars, you could, for instance, come build. Well, this one here, I think, was 10K Filipino, probably in total for this cage. So you could come in and build 50 of these. You wouldn't need 50 of them. Build 20 of these, and then get her brother or someone you can trust to be the employee to run the farm, and then he can take a 10-20%. And then, like I said, if this whole scheme works out, that you can raise native chickens in 90 days, and I have got a guy who said he's willing to pay me $350. Now, granted, he's coming from Iloilo, so he said he wants me to have a pile of birds ready for him before he comes. But he said he's willing to pay 350 pesos per kilo for native chicken that was fed off of his diet or whatever, because that's what he pretty much, he's got a market for him for way more than 350. I think he's selling half a chicken at his restaurant for 350. So he's going to be able to double his money paying 350. And it will mean that he doesn't have to get more of his money to invest in more farms. He can just have other people do it for him. So if this all works out like he's been preaching to us, then this could be a great opportunity for you as well, Stone Cold. I don't know. You'd have to find a piece of land, but if she's got land where she's at, or you come here, you go to a place like Ibahai where the land is cheap, hire yourself a farm tech, and then you could profit off of it, and you wouldn't have to live off that 10K for the rest of your life. And it would probably pay for her. But I know that you just spent. So you own it or you rent it? I'm so confused. I thought you said it was a condo. And I guess you can own condos. Most people don't. Maybe not. I've never had a condo. You asked me that last time, Mick. I don't know about Israel. I hardly even know about America. I'm Jesus, like you said. I'm a supporter of Jesus, not a supporter of Israel or America. Alright, it's fiance visa is $9,800. How does your parents fund themselves from the preacher? They're missionaries, not preachers. Their main focus is this ag ministry that we're working on here, and because people need to eat, and we can give people food through this ag ministry, and that can bring people to church and benefit the community. But they're missionaries that are doing medical ministry is their primary thing, and they have some supporters back in the United States that give monthly or give annually or give just whenever their heart feels like it. They are like the Quakers. Yeah, I guess. It's 2BMR bedroom townhouse. I own it. My mistake is renovating it, as it's ended up being a big waste of money. Yeah, it's tough. Stone Cold. Things aren't getting any cheaper, so I guess it's probably best that you renovated it now, but still, it is rough sinking a pile of money into something that you're not sure you even wanted. Why wouldn't you sell? You just feel like it's not worth the investment plus the renovations. You said you're basically in the part of Australia that doesn't have a lot of people, right? So it's not high value land. Alright, we're gonna go through and cut this bottom net as we've got it secured. I'm thinking a pair of scissors is probably the best thing for this job, not a blade. But I haven't got a pair of scissors with me. Well, actually, there might be a pair of scissors. I'll bring you guys with me, see if we can. They're not actually scissors, they're snips. Or trimmers, rather, for trimming plants. But they just might work. I thought they would. But they could have relocated themselves. It seems as if they have found a new location. And it could have very well been me that relocated them somewhere else. I can't recall where I would have put them. So we're going to just do it with the good old switchblade. Butterfly knife. You probably have a bit of German, Irish with your hair color. Yeah. German, Irish, Jewish. Native American. There's quite a few more in there. My brother did the 23andMe, but I did not, so I don't have the information. And I'm not sure. You guys think there's any chance that my brother could be my 100% brother and get different results than I would? But yeah, being from Pennsylvania, that's where most everybody in Pennsylvania is German Irish. They say the population of the world is less than 0.25, so like less than 0.25% redheaded. But where I come from, it's not rare at all in Pennsylvania. Now here in the Philippines, it's pretty rare. You need to finish grade 5s. Right now, about 15K to spend still. It's coming up to the Philippines this year. House. Well, you can build a Kubo. Like I said, if you got yourself a business, like I said, if this business that we're doing right now with this works out, hey, Rainer J, what's up? Works out, we could get you set up with a similar setup. And then you'll be golden for making a lot of profit, I think, because it's more than 2x your money. I mean, like I said, it's 10K investment for the cage. Then I could probably hook you up with the birds if it becomes successful for us. For a lot cheaper than what you're going to be able to get them most places, or sell them to you as chicks or whatever. Yeah, well, not quite my red. It's more of like, yeah, I've seen it, but it's not quite this color red. I don't think you can replicate this hair with dye. You might be able to, but I've seen lots of people that I've always known, even if they were German Irish, if their hair was naturally red or not, or if they dyed it. It's just something about being a redhead, you can sense it. I wonder if she would do a lettuce farm. Lettuce farms are great, Stone Cold. The problem is the market. Depending on where she's at, if there's a market for it. Being the only lettuce farm is the best and the worst thing for the market, because you don't have any competition. Hey Trisso, what's up? Welcome to the chat. I am the boss, the employee, the boss, the investor, all the above. It's a horrible position to be in. CEO. CEO. That's the biggest joke I ever heard. Gotta make sure I cut this net right, otherwise I mess up everything I just did. But yeah, a lettuce farm would be great, and the problem is this is a 10K peso budget for this small barn here, and for a hydroponics you're looking at least 150. I guess you could make it out of bamboo and just buy the plastic, but you're just setting yourself up for failure, because bamboo is not going to make it through a typhoon. This greenhouse we've got going here will be here before longer than most of the concrete buildings. I'm sure it's expensive, but it's very storm-proof. Oof. I messed it up there, but it didn't mess it up too bad, I don't think. Can you preserve lettuce? You sure can, Steve Irwin. Making like lettuce chips might be better to do so if you can. Make lettuce whiskey. Oh, you mean like turn lettuce into shine or alcohol? I don't know about that. I don't think there's enough sugars in lettuce. There might be. Levi, I noticed your wife seems to be in a bad mood a lot. She doesn't smile much. Is that her way? I don't know. She just doesn't like the YouTube. She currently doesn't like me. But I don't know. You're right. You've done something very good to her in order to get her to smile. She's not an easy one to smile. It used to be just every time I would look at her, she would smile. But the honeymoon phase wore off since we have a baby. Yeah, she's definitely not like a Grinch or a Grouch, but she's definitely not one who smiles easily. She finds it to be a reward. My reward for doing good is that she smiles. I asked her last night, "Are you happy?" She said, "Don't ask me if I'm happy. That makes me not happy. I'm not happy now that you asked." Like, okay, thanks, babe. Just an observation. Maybe I'm wrong. The problem is we're just not nearly as compatible as once thought. She's just too easy to get bent out of shape. And she probably gets it from being surrounded by me. I try to be easygoing and lovey, but I'm a redhead. That's not my nature. It's just the fact that I've smoked my body weight of flowers that makes me this mellow person that you see today. And without some sort of word of affirmation, I get grouchy. And she's not good in the words of affirmation. I've seen her smile. Some women just are harder to please. In general, she seems happy. Yeah, in general, she does. She's not currently happy. Normally, Filipino girls are jovial, happy, but Levi's woman seems different. She's definitely different than Filipino girls. You cannot just loop all Filipino girls into one thing, and especially my wife is one of the most unique Filipino girls that's ever lived. So I'm the most blessed man to have her, but no, she's not your typical Filipino. Now, if Stone Cold wants to buy her, no, I'm just messing with you, Stone. But she is getting really antsy about getting a bale of clothes and trying to do the self-stream thing that girls in the Philippines are doing. I don't know, it seems like a really good way to get invested $8K than her to get disinterested because of the lack of success or something. No one watching the streams, because it's not. I don't think the first time you stream on Facebook selling clothes that you're gonna have any success. Could be wrong. It wasn't the first time I streamed on YouTube that I had any success. I guess the first time I streamed I had success because YouTube algorithm is built so that the first stream you do goes well. After that, it took weeks of streaming to get any sort of amount of people to show up. I'd like to just go right down through here, but I know if I do that, I'm going to make a mistake. I still probably made a mistake or two. Now, since we got that all tangled up, we're going to go ahead and wrap around this post, get it nice and tight there, and then cut it down that way. And then I think we'll be A-okay. We'll start that aside. But yeah, what part of the UK are you in, Mix? Or the UK is not the right word. I'm sorry if I offended you. What part of Europe are you in? The lingering effects of flowers. She didn't miss her. No. I don't think she's had one since she had the baby. If you watch the Baraka live stream, she was happy all day. Yeah. I'm in Ireland, Levi. Okay. Dublin. Sorry. I'm not trying to offend you there, brother. I'd love to go to Ireland. Love to go to New Zealand, Australia, Norway, Switzerland. I'm not sure what's my top 10, if I had to say. But Dublin's probably top 5. Or Ireland is probably the top 5. Yeah, she was really happy on the Boracay day. We've been wanting to do Boracay for months. It's kind of our little getaway, even though it's really close. Yeah, I don't know where Mix was the day we were in Boracay. We streamed the entire day almost. Willie Garner. Hi, boss. How are you? I'm doing good, Willie. Thanks for asking. Oh, we're almost completed a quarter of what we need to complete today here with this chicken pen. So that's a good thing. Willie, you said you're in West Virginia? So we got Australia, Dublin, and the United States in the building. Alright, I'd say that's toy. Bill, are you repairing fishnet? Basically, we're using fishnet for the exterior of this cage, or we were using this green plastic PVC they call it for chicken cages previously, but it does not work. Once the sun hits it, it deteriorates. It does not handle UV rays. So this is a good alternative. Dude, that makes me proud. It's tight. We're not repairing fishnet, although this is how you would basically do it. Yes, it's common if that one turns on, that they all do. Alright, Steve. What is your real name, Steve, if you don't mind me asking? I know it's not Steve Irwin. There's no way. May you stay busy when you get rest. Do you get rest? From time to time. I probably won't get much. I mean, I sleep a lot whenever I go to sleep at night. Like last night, I think it was probably 10 to 8, something like that. So that's quite a bit of rest. Most people would say I was lazy, not getting out of bed until 8, but I was exhausted yesterday, and I did have my 6:45 alarm, which I sometimes get up to, but not most of the time. Most of the time, I'm just gonna snooze that and get up to the 8 o'clock one. Especially whenever I haven't got anything super dire. I mean, this has been needed to get done for a couple weeks. Oh, my real name is Stephen. I'm not lying. What? I guess I did see. I'd been reading it wrong this whole time. I always just called you Steve Irwin, but it's Steven. They say you should live a different part of the Philippines, away from the girl's family. That'd be an interesting strategy. My wife's family's house is right there, just behind those trees. That would definitely be a much different strategy than what we've been doing. Potentially healthy. I don't know. We also had a baby pretty early, so it's nice to have them here for a little bit of support, or for at least for them to be able to see their first grandkid on a regular basis. Alright, well now since that corner's tied up, I guess we cut it there. I don't know why I'm walking over here. I should get a drink of water because it's already like 10:30. It's getting hot. You are taking a big risk, Levi, but you're your own man. Dude, my life is all about risk. Being close to the family, that's what you're saying? Oh my goodness. When did JN come in the comment section? Totally missed you there, babe. What are you doing in Mom's house? Printing? Or is that where the videos are? Interviews. Hear horror stories about the Philippines. Woman family can turn foreigner, and I knew we got hit. Daddy got hit by Ebola. But Philippine girlfriend who was lucky to survive. Just be careful. The Philippines can be dangerous. I don't know. Foreigners cannot own land there. It's kind of a misconception. You're a little bit right. My wife would have to buy the land, and then my wife would have to pass for me to own land here. But then I would if it was in the will for me, or if some other person put my name in their will. Sorry, screen froze. Jane's in the chat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Don't know when Jane jumped in the chat. It never showed me the chat until just a minute ago when I scrolled up. Y'all got land out there. We're leasing this property off of Jane's family. Depends on family. That was 5 minutes ago, Jane's message. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't there 5 minutes ago. You can own land if it's left in the will to you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So foreigners can own land, they just can't purchase it. Life is cheap in the Philippines, Levi. That's just reality. I don't know. Cheap in my language is oftentimes an insult. So I don't know if that's what was the word was supposed to be negative, a negative connotation. Affordable is the positive connotation there that you would want to use. Yeah, I guess we're gonna go to my mom's house here when we're done. those spy movies where they're like, cut the red wire, don't cut the blue wire. I feel like that's how this whole morning's been, cutting this net. It's like, make one mistake and kaboom, the whole process has to be restarted. True mix, you have to be careful you're not in Kansas anymore. Yeah, I could easily get in a lot of trouble with just my wife saying I did something that I didn't do, but I don't think she's got that in her to lie, to get me thrown out. I've got to figure out how to get this cut in a straight line here at the end. It's going to be quite the puzzle. I think the best strategy is to stretch this half piece or portion out over there, and then just grab the top wool part and roll it. And hope for the best results by grabbing this end down here, this end here, trying to pull tight. And then step on that. Pull it tight and just snip. It's probably going to be a big mistake. It's already looking like a big mistake. Well, it looks kind of straight on that end. I'm not sure how well the other end looks, but not too many stragglers there. Did your mic quit working? No, it's in my bag. I should just pop it in. Exactly, so just need to be careful with the wits about you. What are you doing now? I was cutting this to be, as I cut it long ways to make it a half net, and then just need to cut it off at this one spot so that we can just use this half size net to string up the rest of the cage. Very windy there. Also, Levi, you have to remember your wife's eyes. Her family is always going to come first. Reality for every foreigner. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about all that. She doesn't like her family terribly. Like, it's not I don't know. She told me that, but I guess she's just talking about what I want to hear. She told me that I'm more important. Hey, Panay, what's up? 22-17, right? Be nice. And, well, Yeah, we just never mic'd up, guys. Obviously, even with the mic, it's still horrible, the wind sound. But we can put this little fluffy bunny on it. Doing pretty good. Getting things accomplished here, which is news because this chicken barn has been put on the back burner for the last couple of weeks. Do you really want me to bring... What are you talking about? We're not talking about our fight on here. Mix is saying that he thinks that Philippines are dangerous because Filipinos are only loyal to Filipinos. It's not. I'm not bringing our fight in here, so you best not. I mean, if you want to, go ahead, but there's really no reason to. Do you need me to come and get you? Is that what you're asking me? I'm so confused. Let's see if we can find this clicker that I lost. Everybody knows I'm the one that's in the wrong, not you. I heard your first live paperworks. Really all me because paperworks? Is this JN your wife? Yes, that's my wife, who's really been out of shape this morning. But it's all because of me, not because of her. If you guys feel like I did something wrong, or that she did something wrong, you got the wrong impression. That she didn't do anything wrong. I did something wrong. She's just not happy with me. Well, the button is missing. The clicker. Maybe it's at my house. It's sure going to be hard to find. I guess there's a real quick way. Well, no, I can't because it's turned off. Never mind. Let's say I could turn on my Bluetooth, and if it shows up on my Bluetooth, then it's in my bag. But you have to turn the clicker on for it to show up on Bluetooth. Yeah, just to get that straight with everybody. If you think that Jan did something wrong, it was me. I didn't get the paperwork, started a fight about it. Come on, Mix, you're gonna get me in a lot of trouble. I'd messed up yesterday, and she's still mad about it. And that's fine for her to still be mad about it. It's just, what did you call it earlier, Stone? Tampo? She's just on Tampo, that's all. On account of me, not on account of what she did. Hey, Mix, do you want to know the real stories? Oh, man. Misunderstanding happens. That's life. It's how you move forward that matters. Amen, Stone Cold. Moving forward. Faith that moves us forward. That was my last teaching. I'm just being honest. You could ask Lynn, you like that. Well, you haven't been married to a Filipina if you don't think hassling is part of it. All right, I got a disaster from when I was doing this before that I've got to straighten out. I'm not sure how to, but then once we do that, we'll have all this net for there's 2 sections I need. And that other section, ask him what he did before you judge me. I don't think you don't got to get bent out of shape about Mix. Concussion. I'm gonna have a concussion. Mix is just as much of an instigator as Stone Cold is, although Stone Cold is definitely on your side. like always on your side, which is fine. He's just, that's what he is. An instigator has to choose sides. And take instigator as a compliment, Stone Cold. Without you, what would we talk about? The same boring stuff that we always talk about. It's better to have someone who's going to ask for real questions, get real honesty. And he's right to be in Jay-Ann's side because Jay-Ann's right. It's not about paperwork. Stone knew. He knew what he did. It started with paperwork. Girls will not be upset if they never did wrong. They've never done wrong. I feel like you use too many not and nevers there. Girls will not be upset if they never did wrong. If I never did wrong, maybe is what you meant by they, not girls. It takes a lot of years to understand it. Being married for 19 years, but one thing I've never done is tell another people that my husband is not a good person. Well, Jan's never said that either, I don't think, unless if that's what you felt like she just did. It's not about paperwork, Stone. He knew what he did. I am the protector of my husband's image. We need to protect the person that supports us. So just think of that. My husband is a good person. He's just making wrong decisions. I'm not on any side. I just want both of you not to fight as much. You guys will learn from each other. Jan, if Levi was a bad person, he could get 100. Oh my gosh, you're really getting out there. You need to show him respect. If I was Levi, I'd show. No, I think Jan is misunderstood. You, Levi. Yeah, it's probably. Now you're right. We should protect our husband's image. You know how to protect him. Yeah, I know how much you protect me. That's what I'm saying. You're not. If that's what Panay was thinking you were doing, that's not what. She wasn't trying to say anything negative about me. She's just trying to get this truth out, or her truth. We both have our truths. But in general, Jay and I both love each other, even if she's frustrated and doesn't want to say good morning back. That was what really was the thing, was that you just didn't say good morning, and that you got upset and didn't want to go through an apology. That upset me, because I feel like after every fight, there needs to be an apology session from both parties. But if the one party is not willing to apologize, then I feel like, what's the use of my apology if you won't apologize as well? Because they're, get out of here, goats. This isn't your farm. Psst, what? Because there's a language barrier. Oh, for sure. Me and my husband had a lot of language barrier too. First 7 years of marriage, it was a lot of work. Yes, Omar, Jesus is God. Also, JN, oh my goodness. Here comes Mix again saying something. Learn how to smile and not to be so grumpy. Also, JN just gave birth. Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing that we all need to take into consideration, is that the JN that was before the pregnancy is not the JN that we currently. She's the same person, but it's just things are not completely easy postpartum, which is what Panay is saying. Yeah, we're all men, so we will never understand. You're right, Pinar. We don't want to take sides. We know everything behind closed doors. We don't know everything behind closed doors. We think you are both awesome. See? Stone Cold spoke the truth. We're both awesome, JN. Sorry I'm not as awesome as you today. Jesus is one of the gods. Oh my goodness. We don't need to get back into this again today, do we? I guess we can, but it's just like a really long, drawn out conversation about the Trinity. Y'all just had a baby? Yeah, you didn't know that, Willie? How did you not see the baby on like all of our streams? Maybe you're always here whenever I'm in the garden. But anytime I'm with the family, the baby's like number one streamer. At least JN is speaking up and telling you, haha. Yeah, it's better to speak than to be silent, which was what bothered me the most about the last evening, was that she was just didn't even want to speak. But it is also better to be silent than to say things you're going to regret, which is probably what she would have done if she would have spoke last evening. I sure said things I regret most every evening. What am I doing? Here's the zip ties I was looking for. Ooh. Which is good. Which is good. She doesn't keep that anger in her heart, because you will not listen to me. Why should I speak? Father, Son, Holy Spirit, no such gods have free will and took them. Are you on the bottle again, Steve? Don't make me come out there and put you in line. I'm not taking sides, just being the elderly sister for both of y'all. LOL. Yeah, we need one right now. My mom's out of the country, and that was a big frustration of JN last night also, was that she felt like she was alone, which is another part of the postpartum, feeling like you're alone, even though you got a support system. I don't know. I guess we're gonna start on a separate spot than what we started on the other day, and do it right, and then maybe come back and undo everything that we did because we did it wrong. The problem is I'm trying to use a junk piece to fix this door in place. been there, still there. Then they can be stubborn. Sometimes we have to be patient at times. There's no perfect advice, but just keep talking and telling him, we're in Mom's house if you want us having an interview. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll come and get you whenever you tell me to. I'm just really trying to bang out this cage before lunch. Probably not going to get done. Levi needs time to process what's being said as well. Advice to Levi, don't cave and don't push you. Keep at it. See, I feel like Mix and Panay are definitely on opposite ends of this conversation. When me and my husband don't agree, I fell on. He don't listen. He felt the same thing. But I don't listen to him. We can agree at all. We're both emotional. We give each other space. And there goes Stone Cold retracting messages. Thought I was getting lit up by ants there for a second, but I don't see any. Actually walk away. Oof. That's tough. To walk away. Then we can talk later. Like a long walk away? I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to just remove this piece, remove that piece, and use the piece that I was thinking. Aside from the fact that this is a door piece, I have no idea how to do these doors. As in walk, I walk around the whole neighborhood. Okay. But still, that can be rough. Anytime Jayan left the house, especially with the baby, he got me like frustrated. Because the idea that I can't protect them or know where they're at just kind of bothers me. It's fine if she wants to be silent in the room, I guess. But if she goes out, I just don't know what to do. if you both are angry at the same time, it's hard to calm down. Yeah, that's what my mom says. I guess Panay really is becoming the substitute mama. In the stream, at least. That's what we could call her, stream mama. Probably doesn't appreciate that, though. Holy cow, that's a lot of nylon. True discussion, while emotions are still fresh, can make things worse. If you answered her back, you escalated too. She answered you. It irritates you. So what's the next step? Fight the whole day. Let yourself cool down. You gotta shift, focus into something. I'm shifting into building cages, and she's doing an interview. So hopefully that'll help us both. She's probably happy if you cut the stream when she's home. Yeah, whenever I go to fetch her or whatever, we'll cut the stream. That's what you're saying, Stephen. Can I bring the female perspective? It's easy for us guys to understand Levi's point of view. Yeah, I think that's what Jan was saying whenever she jumped in here, was like that it's just a sausage fest and no one understands what she's feeling or what she's thinking. Move the camera out of the road. I gotta get this irrigation pipe a better home. Ah, dang it. Busted the irrigation. There we go. Now I can actually pop a squat. I can tie something. I just felt like there was all kinds of bugs in there. I didn't want. We're down to 2. What happened to the stream there? Everyone just left. Guess that's fine. Wonder what's going on in Kogan today. Just saw like 30 kids heading out to Kogan. Anyway, JN, even though I'm married 19 years, my husband doesn't listen to me. It's a guy thing. LOL. I got a lizard in my shoe. I guess he just feels exposed. Wants a place to hide. My shoes, the nearest place to hide. I mean, there are things they don't listen. It's proven that they can make their own decisions, and they're willing to face the consequences. That's what JN's talking about this whole morning, is that my decisions from yesterday are going to have their consequences today. And that's what I'm going through right now. And the consequence was that I said good morning and she won't say good morning back, even though you can ask good old Steve Irwin in here, Stone Cold. That's a mandatory requirement for our marriage, as far as Jan's concerned, is that I'll say good morning, and that I would just assume that if it's mandatory for me, that it's mandatory for her as well. But she didn't see it that way this morning, which is fine. I'm over it at this point. Okay, now there are ants there. Took them a minute to come out. Tell them how dissatisfied they were with me. For taking away their pipe that was apparently some form of housing for them. It's okay as long as they can face it and resolve it. We just move on. It's that Tampa, nothing serious. Oh. All right, that's all tied up. Sure, you guys had lots of huffing and puffing coming through the mic as I worked that out. Anyways, regarding the paperwork, my husband isn't doing that too. Oh, so no, the paperwork fight was I forgot paperwork that my wife needed, or I grabbed the wrong papers. So that was the how it was about paperwork. But yeah, Filipinas are great at paperwork. Relationships are not easy. I've been doing that most of our life. He has no patience when it comes to paperwork. I guess that's why he signed up for me. That's what he signed up. I guess that's what yeah, I'm sure I know what you're saying, but I can't read it. I don't know why, but I need more water, I think. I mean, I have signed up for. At least they are good at something else. Yeah, I can make a chicken pen pretty well. I don't know, not really. You grabbed the wrong paperwork, and Jane not happy. Must be more to the story. There's a lot more to the story, but that's the straw that broke the camel's back, and then we just kept dancing on a dead horse. How's that go? Kicking a dead horse the whole night long. So yeah, we should have come up with a more productive thing with our evening. I mean, we didn't talk that much last evening. So I mean, we didn't kick the dead horse too much, but we just didn't come up with a solution to our problem before going to bed because she didn't want to talk about it, which is, I guess, fine, aside from that verse that says that you're not supposed to let the sun go down on your anger. It's not a sin to let the sun go down on your anger. It's just a flogging a dead horse. It's not a sin not to fix your problems before dark. It's just good advice. Don't let the sun go down on your anger. And then I proceeded to do things that irritated her when she wouldn't talk to me, like watch live streams in the house. But I don't get to support my other YouTubers ever because of my wife's rule. And I understand it makes sense if we're going to have family time, turn off the live streams. But if she's not going to give family time, then I just watch the live streams. And then I started drinking. I didn't get drunk, but I did drink. It makes me upset a lot of times when he forgot to finish them, and still every day I chase him. I don't think the verse applies to Filipina. My wife, Philo. Dude, you got a wife? She can stay angry for days. It's cool when she's happy. That's what I'm saying. A happy wife, a happy life, that's a very true saying. Even a happy partner. It doesn't have to be your wife, I guess. Stone cold. My wife is Filipina? Dude, so much information we're learning about you today, Stephen. I'm 48, she's 42. That's also really great to hear. I feel like most of us guys that marry Filipinas, the age gap is, or at least as of recent, the age gap is a lot larger than that. And it kind of upsets me if I'm allowed to be honest with you guys. Having grandpa come and marry people that are younger than my wife. But I guess it's their life. I shouldn't worry about it. But I feel like it's not so bad for the American or the foreigner's image as much as it is for the young Filipinos' image. Like, what is... I believe that they can love that guy, that they truly are in love with him, but also it's just like, just doesn't, to me, doesn't set a good precedent for things moving forward for the Philippines as a nation if a bunch of young Filipinos just get married to retirees. But I mean, like I said, love can be there, but I feel like a lot of the times it's not about love. It's about something else. I don't think in a happy LDR. LDRs are the silliest idea ever. No upside. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's just, you got to deal with all of her drama. And what's the benefit? You don't get to hold her at night. You don't get to go on adventures together, make memories. All your memories are just you typing back and forth or video calling. I could be more angry more than a day. My husband will ask my son to make me smile when I'm upset. Haha. Well, children have a way of doing that, hump and I. Then my son will ask me to play with him. Oh, well, all those frustrations went away. Yeah. I feel like that happens with JM and Zariah, but not so much this morning. Everyone needs their own time to do what they want with their hobbies. Yeah, that's what I'm... Pension checks can make a difference when they're starving. Yeah. I don't think any of these girls that I've been seeing with older men were starving. But they might have been. Things are rough here. I shouldn't be so judgmental about everything, but it just, for me, it doesn't send a good message to all the single retiree guys in the States that are like, I'm going to come here and chase young girls. It's like, I guess you can do that, but I feel like that's not what I'd like to see happen with the Philippines. A bunch of foreigners, old foreigners coming in, getting young girls. It's just a bad opinion, and I shouldn't judge people. All right, we got one more door to do. Do I have enough fabric here? I think I'm gonna have to undo what I did before. It's just not stretching. I think it will stretch if I just didn't pin it all the way over there on that far side. I don't know. Part of me thinks I might just toss this whole piece because it's a very sad piece. It's like it's not nearly as bad as I thought. I thought it was more circular than it was long and tall. It's just not in the right position. I don't know. Must have been dehydrated when I made that decision. You're right to judge them, said Stephen. Sorry. Stories about her crazy sister standing over her while she sleeps, worrying if she will offer. Yeah, that's interesting, Stone. You have a interesting relationship. She does with her sister, at least. Well, pension checks show stability, but Filipinas walked away if the person is crazy and very controlling. It's a trade-off. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go through and cut this off. It's a shame because I used those metal pins that are like 2 paces. They're about the value of a zip tie, but they're actually better than a zip tie. But yeah, I used them, and I don't think I can reuse them. We might be able to. We'll see. All right, let's try this in a different pattern. Do we have? I think we're going to do it this way. Nah, I think we're going to do it from the bottom to the top. I think that's a straighter cut. I have no idea what I'm doing, guys. I need to get some water. Her sister's a Bible and demon possessed. No joke. Exorcist, no joke. Stone Cold. I'm sorry to hear that. Exorcists, they're Catholics. I feel like there isn't very many Baptist exorcists. Have they tried medication? Hey, I don't know. I'm not sure why I'm trying to give you advice. Catholic exorcist, yeah. Who the what would sell their children for money? Let children be children. I feel like 18 years old is, having been an 18-year-old more recently than any of you guys, 18 years old is still way too young to be making adult decisions like marrying a foreigner. So I think that they're very heavily influenced by family to do so. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all of them don't want their kids to get with. If that's what you were talking about. Maybe you weren't even talking about that, Stephen. But she won't take her medication. And they just can't afford to send her someplace where they will force her to take her meds. Because I feel like it's a lot like you were saying about the good morning, good nights. Once you form a good habit, things can balance out to be positive. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, I've never quite dealt with something like that. Part of me thinks that demon possession isn't really happening today. And that what her sister must have isn't demon possession, but just something else. But I don't know. There's no real reason in the fallen world that we live in that demon possession would have gone away. So I guess I'm just wrong in that. But yeah, it's rough. We aren't really accepting that yet. It is taboo. Accepting young with old relationships, is that what you're talking about, Panay? Yeah, they couldn't afford to send her to a mental institution. This is things that, like, I feel like the Philippine government should step in and help people in those positions by sending them to mental institutions. It's just not safe. And it's like way too much stress. Like, her parents aren't going to live nearly as long having all the stress of a problem child like that. I just think that's what it is. Problem child. Medication treatment for mental health is not something we can accept. You can expect. Filipino military agree. I mean, the government launders, for the lack of a better term, all this money through ag projects and things like that that just completely go south. Like, every day I'm hearing about a new Department of Agriculture investment that I know isn't going to make it a full calendar year. They're going to spend thousands and thousands of pesos to build agriculture industry here, that from people who are just simply not fit to do it. I don't know. Like this place behind me, apparently the DA is funding it. I'll show you it here in a second. Well, it's already tied. I can show you. That's what Papa was telling me. I was walking in this morning. That this is they got a loan from the Department of Agriculture to build this. It's going to be all hanging vegetables, sea towel, things like that. It looks really good right now. I'm really impressed with their construction. The lines are about as straight as you're going to get any line with junk sticks, but I'm sure that to put in metal poles like here for the fencing, right? I'm sure they've got enough money to put GI pipe in like this, but instead they ran up into the mountain and grabbed these lousy sticks to build a fence that isn't going to keep anything out. Like, if I was a real jerk, I would just walk right through it. And you'd see the whole thing it's not going to hold anything out. Goats are going to get right through it. Cattle's going to bust right through it. Even if it's GI pipe, like that's what happened to our fence. Why there's not a fence here anymore is people just let their cows run wild, goats run wild. They just trample the fence and it's done. And I just got tired of mending the fence every day from neighbors who let their animals go wild. But yeah, so they probably got money for the GI pipe, but just went into the mountains to get this wood. And then they put a single nail in to hold this string up. And maybe it's just temporary, but like I said, look at how bent over this pole is already. This thing ain't gonna make it weeks, let alone a solid year. And I'm sure that they've gotten 100,000, 200,000, maybe not. Maybe it was just like a 50K loan, or not loan, but funding from, I don't know if it's a loan or if it's just like a grant, but just like the government's going to spend all that money to get that put in there, and it's just going to most likely do nothing. And then there's people like your LDR's sister who needs some help from the government, but the government's never going to give it to her, and it's just a shame. I wish things were different. I mean, they will not agree. Because we do not have awareness for the value of mental health. We only take medication when we are severely ill, but to treat mental issues, it's not common in the Philippines, except for those who are in the middle of class and can afford in the middle class and can afford it on their own. Yeah, my friend suffers from bipolar. Once they got her meds right, she was a lot better. Yep, even anxiety we can recognize as something that needs treatment. Postpartum is very much monitored here. Here in the Philippines, I was monitored for a year and had to keep coming back to see the doctor. Or in the States. I think that would be true in the States, but I didn't know that it's monitored in the Philippines at all. Nobody's asked my wife anything about postpartum, which is kind of frustrating because I feel like that is definitely the cause of a lot of our arguments and me being a real piece of work. I mean, here in the USA monitored. Yeah, not in the Philippines, no. You'd probably go and talk to the midwife or the one who delivered the baby, and she'd be like, "What's postpartum?" I don't know. I'm naive. I was annoyed with all these medical doctor's appointments and answering all these questions over and over. So you feel like the postpartum thing is not necessary? You didn't find it helpful at all? Then I found out later, because there's many cases of military spouses had depression, especially with their spouses, most of them being deployed, raised their babies alone. Yeah, I've seen it. So your husband's in the military? How did I miss that? Yeah, my sister's husband has been away for most of her raising her first child. In the beginning, at least. Now that he's older and he's able to get a better position, he's not overseas. Actually, it was good. They monitored everyone, especially where there were several cases of women that would lose their minds. I have a friend where nurses, they shared to me, and they have patients in the facility due to severe postpartum. Yeah, my husband joined the military in 2008 and medically retired 2020. I knew that he had a couple of different jobs, but I didn't notice that he had military background. tell him thank you for his service, and thank you for sacrificing your husband for what it was, that 12 years. Was he overseas a lot, or was he on base? Yeah, I don't think Mix is in the chat. He was saying earlier about I should be anti-patriotic because of what our government's doing overseas. I just feel like he's got a good point. I don't agree with everything, but I don't want to be anti-patriotic. He joined when I came to the States so he could support us. He was aviation electrician working in the helicopter. Okay, yeah, my sister's husband was an Apache helicopter pilot. So there's potential that they had worked together, because you were in LA whenever you were doing that. They were in LA for a while. That'd be cool if we actually had a little bit of a connection that way. So what was the medical? I know they have a lot of different reasons for medical leave. He was gone 9 months straight. If he didn't join the military, we would not have been able to rent a house nor buy a house. We live in Oceanside, San Diego County. We bought 2 houses in Florida because of the military. Do you think you'll get a full ROI off of those houses you bought in Florida? I feel like if you bought them early 2020, right, before early 2020, you would have probably got them for a pretty reasonable deal. And the price of Florida houses, especially Jacksonville, I feel like has gone up substantially. I know you said he had a bad tenant in there, but he had brain surgery then after medically retired him. But yeah, why did he need brain surgery? He had brain cancer or something? We sold one of them and we're selling the other one before we moved to the Philippines. And then you're going to keep the house in California, or you don't own a house in California, you just stayed in Oceanside? I'm going to be right back, guys. Hitting the fluids, you have to relieve yourself sooner or later. We were only renting in California. Ooh, that's got to be expensive, but I guess buying is probably ridiculously expensive as well. So it's quiet there and peaceful in your place. Is it quiet and peaceful? Yeah, we got a couple people that run loud motorcycles down the highway, but I'd say in general it's probably one of the most. And you got chickens, but if you don't mind the sound of chickens, it's pretty quiet and peaceful. I always tie the ends up, but I didn't this last time. No. There it is. You have the hardest time finding them sometimes. Morning live done. Sorry, David. I should have came in and joined. I've just been ranting here with Panay and Stone and everyone else about Philippine healthcare, mental health care. This is an anti-positive stream, David. You might want to leave. No, I'm kidding. We're just being real this morning. Real negative. I'm going for now and had to get ready to get my son to bed. It was nice talking to you, Levi. Hopefully you and JN will enjoy your time later. Yeah, I think we can get to the point where we're enjoying each other's company again by the end of the day. Real life. Yeah, it has its days like that. That's what this channel, I mean, yours is all about positivity. And I love it, David. Absolutely love your channel. My channel is all about, this is what Levi did today. It's just straight up life. Marriage has some moments. Somewhere between your heart and mine, there's a window that I'm looking through. Mm-hmm. 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 Just look your daughter's eyes later. You'll forget it. Yeah, that's exactly what Panay was saying earlier. If there's anything that solves marital disagreements as parents, it's the little one. Remember what you're doing all of this for. Drink your water. That's what I just got done drinking. I have so much in me. Every time I drink, all I can think about is doing the other one. It is so warm today. I'd say the surface of the moon, yeah, surface of the moon. The surface of the sun would be a little bit colder the way I'm feeling right now. Yeah, we've been hammering the water. We're almost through our first 2-liter bottle. But I can always feel whenever I'm getting low. Just reminded, because my brain just stops functioning like it's supposed to. What happened here? How did I get a knot in my nylon? Oh man. Apparently I do need to drink more water. My brain is not functioning. Ugh. I was going one direction with this nylon, then all of a sudden I'm going the other direction. It's like, no, we need to go straight, not reverse. Well, I'm 64 and Mila's 65. I've seen the movie Dark Crystal. They cause more than relationship damage, but they're high moods. But my brain, okay, for now, kids down the street were excited. We were watching your videos. Watching mine? That's awesome. Yeah, that's actually the whole purpose of my channel, is to teach kids how to farm. Future farmers. So that's awesome, David. Thank you for sharing that, my channel, with someone. As we're always talking about your channel on here, I've never actually pulled it up on my cell phone and showed it to someone, but we talk about it on the stream all the time. So I hope that we're bringing people into you. I know we did bring people to you the one stream. Come on, Net, play nice. Every day I'm struggling. Oh, I got a cactus up my rear. Hey, leave me alone. I didn't bother you. let me move you. Oh man, the bag's broke. See if we can get my hands under the dirt. Move it. There we go. Sorry, little bugs. I think you're ants. I needed to move that. It was in my tuchus. Grateful. That's what I need to be more grateful in my life. Oh. What did I do? I think I done did messed up. It's just that one section is gonna be a little bit tricky. We'll come back and tie it back. Oh, we got rope burn from the nylon. So what's on the schedule for the rest of the day, David? You got 2 more streams to go. You're gonna do an afternoon and an evening. This is a lot easier when you're standing. Need to get some more water again. Feel like my brain's evaporating. King David Esther. It's yes, I'm drunk. Hard to spelling. So Groundhog's Day lives forever. Huh? David? Well, I think with that we're gonna end the stream before he says something he regrets. David, Stone Cold, Stephen Irwin, Ate. See, this is why I need water. I know your name. We're just gonna call you Ate for now. Oh, can I heart at home? Wow, she had a lot of comments in a row there. My wife, Jayanne, think that's about everybody. We didn't have PK or Hoppa or anyone in like that. Maybe they'll come in later. Mix was in. Willie was in. Oh, we had one more person. Josh was in. John Drake was in. Tamron, Kansas. Oh, we had a lot of people in. Oh, this was a good stream. Come back for the next one, and we'll catch you all then. God bless you. I don't think notifications went out at all. To all, yeah, probably not. Just had a shower. 1:51 p.m. Wait, you guys are ahead? I thought you guys were behind. All right. Maybe it's 11:51 p.m. I don't know. It's 11:50 p.m. for me. All right, Stone Cold. We'll catch you in the next one. God bless you guys. Peace.